Hi, today on Park Pass, I'm going to show you a detail at Disneyland that you've never, ever noticed. This is almost a guarantee, and it's been here since 1983. This is the beautiful Disneyland castle. So I had a cast member reach out to me and says, hey, this is a detail that nobody's been talking about. It's been here since 1983. Why don't you show it? And when they told me about it, my mind was blown. I had no idea. All right, we're walking in here to through the Disneyland Castle into Fantasyland because this detail is located on the exterior of the Snow White building. But before I get there and tell you what it is, I have to do a little bit of backstory about Snow White. So right behind me is the Snow White attraction. Snow White attraction is based off the 1937 full-length feature animated film by Walt Disney. Most people know that. But here's some cool facts about the film before I share the detail on the building we should talk about. So this was the very first ever full-length feature animated film in U.S. history. People called it Walt's Folly. Everybody thought it was going to be a disaster and it wasn't going to work. The original budget was going to be $250,000, but it ballooned up. By the time they completed it, it took 3 years to complete. It cost $1.5 million. Walt's company didn't have that much money. So what did he do? He mortgaged his house and basically went into major debt. If Snow White would have failed, then Disney, the company, would have shuttered and nothing would have happened. We would never have had Disneyland, nothing would have happened. But the exact opposite, of course, happened. Snow White was a massive, massive, massive success and everybody loved it. And a lot of times they call it the house that Snow White built. Now, so other really cool features, trivia about Snow White the film, is originally it was Snow White was going to be blonde. They had her mapped out as blonde, but they ended up changing her hair to that dark raven color. The only dwarf that Snow White doesn't address by name is Happy. Love these guys, the Pearly Band. Snow White was also, most people don't know this, was also the very first film ever to release a soundtrack with it. They sold, first time ever that's ever happened. Of course, that sounds commonplace. Back then, it revolutionized, they sold the soundtrack for the music. Originally, when they did the movie, they had 25 songs written for the movie, but they only ended up using 8 of them. In 1989, Snow White, the animated feature, was the very first film. Hi, how are you? So, like I was saying, in 1989, there's the National Film Registry, where they preserve films. And it was Snow White, the animated feature, was the first film ever selected for that. It's amazing. Of course, we gotta come here and say hi to Snow White. Little statues here. Don't worry, I will be getting you to the major trivia that you've never noticed, but it's fun to learn these little facts, I think. Snow White has been released in theaters 7 times. It was released in 1937, then they re-released it again in 1944, then they released it in 1952, 1958, 1967, 1975, 1983, and 1993. Then on October 28th, 1994, it was released for the very first time for home, like on Laserdisc and VHS. When the movie was first released in England, it was deemed too scary for children. You had to be 16 years old in order to watch Snow White. Crazy. Okay, so what's this cool detail about the outside exterior of the building that you've never noticed? And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. It is so blatantly obvious, but you just never knew to look for it. Even I didn't know to look for it. It's kind of crazy. So let me kind of show you this. In the movie, there's a part in the movie where Snow White is making a pie. She's making a pie for Grumpy. And the pie is this gooseberry pie. She makes a pie, she cuts the crust and everything. It's this really iconic scene, and it's amazing. And the birds help her, and the birds make little prints on the pies. So when she makes this pie, it's just this iconic scene, right? She's making a pie. All right, now that you know that, what are we looking for at this building? And this design choice was made in 1983. Somebody, I guess what happened is somebody found it and they attributed it to the new, hello, hi. They attributed it to the brand new retheming in 2020. That's incorrect. It's been here since 1983. Pie crust is all over this building. Let me show you. First pie crust is a little hard to see, but you have to walk and look underneath this window here. If you look underneath this windowsill, what do you see? Pie crust right there. That's honoring when she made pies. Oh my gosh, guys, Mary Poppins is on the merry-go-round. We gotta go film this. There's... There's Mary and Bert and the Pearly Band on the carousel. How fun is that? We'll see if they come around one more time. Now, Mary always rides a horse. It's always the same horse. And the horse is called Jingles, and it's got a J-A on it for Julie Andrews. And that's the only horse that Mary Poppins will ever ride. It was dedicated to Julie Andrews. And you'll notice there's lots of bells on it. When she comes by, you'll see all these bells. Jingles the horse. Right, so there it is, right there. And that's the only horse that Mary will ever ride. But we're not here to talk about Mary. We're here to talk about Snow White, the original princess. All right, so I showed you the one area where they had the pie crust. Let me show you the other area. And once you see it, you're like, because this one's so obvious. It's on the pillars. And it's so obvious once you see it. You're like, how can I never have noticed the pie crust adorning this building? Of course, there's animals. So look down. You can see it's entwined with pie crust on all the pillars. Pie crust. For when Snow White made pies. Every one of the pillars has the pie crust. Everyone has pie crust. Can you believe that? I've never had noticed that. Every one of these pillars has got the pie crust because she was making a pie and she's so kind. What do you think a pie's favorite instrument is? It's got to be a piano. Ah, Snow White. So grateful for this movie because without it we wouldn't have Disneyland. Walt Disney wouldn't have been successful. So I'm so glad that he hit like a home run with Snow White. People loved it and everybody doubted him. I don't want to say it was easy as pie. But, hi guys, how are you? Nobody believed in Walt Disney when he was doing it. Even the animators were getting upset with him and they had a hard time. And he pushed them for Snow White. He created this multi-plane thing where they could do depth of field for the animated films. Stuff that had never been done. He had a vision what he wanted and he went for it. And I think that's a lot of times, a lot of us want success in our life, but we want the perfect scenario to be lined up and then we feel like we can grab it. It's just not like that. You just have to go grab it. You deserve the success. You absolutely deserve it. Go out and grab it. Don't be afraid of it. You might have to stumble and trip and fall down and pick yourself up, but you will get there. You'll get there with whatever it is that you would like to do. Be successful in life. You deserve that happiness. Well, what do you guys think? Did you know about the pie crust on the Snow White building? I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't. But let me know what other attraction do you want a deep dive secret? It's interesting. Normally when I do these videos, I do these secrets revealed and I do like lots of secrets on each attraction or whatever. And I've been talking to a lot of my friends and they're like, you should just do one really cool secret on an attraction. Just like do a deep dive and talk about how come it's there, why it's like that, and that's what we want. So I've been trying that a little bit. So if there's an attraction that you want, just like the craziest secret about that one attraction, rather than doing a big, huge deep dive into all the secrets, you want the craziest secrets, put it down below. Which attraction do you want? What would be your favorite attraction? Whichever one gets the most votes. That's all. I'll come back and do a crazy secret on that attraction because every one of them has some cool hidden thing like that that's just absolutely insane. So, and if you want to come down here to Disneyland, you can click the link down below. You'll get the lowest prices on your tickets and on your hotels for your vacation, or you call 1-855-GETAWAY. Call 1-855-GETAWAY. and you will get the lowest prices. And they work with all budgets, all sizes of groups, like from single trips to large families, like 8+ people. They'll take care of you. That's who we use and get the lowest prices. That's why I talk about them, is because we use them. So, all right. I gotta find a spot where I can talk to you. Do you guys know why the pie was crying? Because it's got its feelings hurt. What do you think Snow White's favorite movie was? It's probably Pie Hard. Alright, I am now walking back to the hotel. I'm staying at the Stovall's Inn. I'll actually show you a little bit of the room if you guys want to see it. It's where Amanda, Miles, and I are staying. And once I get there, I'll have a chance to talk to you guys and give you guys a little message, because I need a chance to talk to you. So this is where we're staying at. Let me show you our room. Best Western Plus, Stovall's Inn. Whew, okay guys, I'm back to take a nap. I'm finally gonna take a nap, then we're gonna head back to Disneyland tonight. But I just want to take a quick little moment to talk to you. And I am talking to you. I want you to know that I appreciate you. I know you do a lot of hard work. I know you do a lot of good stuff. I know you're a parent. I know you're a student. I know that you're working. I know that you feel underappreciated sometimes. I want you to know that you are amazing. And you make the world a better place. And I am talking just to you right now. And if you're struggling, it will get better. That's a promise. It does. And I want you to know that you make the world a better place. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, pie crust on the outside of a building. Did you know it was there? It's been there since 1983. Hey, if you want to become a Patreon and have your name on these end cards, click the link down below and join this amazing Patreon community. You will not regret it. It's so fun, and we love our patrons. We couldn't do these videos without your support. And I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Make sure it's easy as pie.